All right, now we're going.
Now
That
we're
is
going.
my fault. But hopefully he can.
We'll put it back in. So what do we want to circle back with? We just realized that the audio may or may not have been on. So I've been holding this thing for no reason. But I look cool doing it, right? Like,
all right. So
all right.
we're going to start
All right.
over. I want to start by talking about how our relationship with each other. Now, this is just going to sound like deja vu because we just did this, but we're going to do it again. You were 2 years older than me at Lyons Township.
I got to go through you complimenting me again.
Yeah,
Yes. I don't
and
do
you gotta
well with
listen.
compliments. You're like, oh, like, dude, I don't like compliments at all. Like,
Well, you're gonna
my
have to listen to
skin's crawling right now. Now I got to do it again. Awesome. You're a beautiful man too, and you're super tall. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Let's go. Thank you so much for reminding me to sit through the worst part of this. And we're talking about my dead brother. All right, cool. Let's go. Push on and push forward, Jim. Thanks, Jim.
Oh my God, it's gonna be hard to get through. All right, so we weren't close back then.
Yeah.
But we had mutual friends. One of them being Tommy Scavuzzo.
Yeah.
Who was my starting point guard and a really good friend of mine. And
I grew up. I did. We just did this, but
yeah,
I grew up with the whole family, and
Yeah.
it was Tony, Tommy, Joey, and Mike, and honestly, they all have such an incredible soft spot in my heart. Tommy in particular, just because she's just Tommy. If you've never met the guy, don't waste your time. No, I'm kidding. I love you, buddy. And it's a happy anniversary because I was at your wedding on the 4th of July. Real cool to do that on a holiday, but you know what? That's nice of you to do that. No, but he had a fireworks display too, so he made up for it.
Yes, I was there. It was great.
Yeah. You were cutting it up. But no, I just wanted to say that those four boys, they went through. They lost their mom Nancy, and their aunt took care of them, and they are really special. Mm-hmm. And the fact that we have that as our mutual thing, like we both know, like, all right, well, if Tommy says it's all right, we're okay, right? Right. So.
Well, he was actually the one. I can't remember when he told this. He was like, "You need to talk to Fischer," and it wasn't about I hadn't started the podcast yet, but Tommy had seen me speak at Brother Rice High School.
Nice, yeah.
And I think he was like, "You need to talk to Fischer," and at that time I think it was a little too early where I didn't really want to reach out to you at that time.
Yeah.
But I think he was right. I think this is the right conversation to be having. But let's get back. So I'll be honest. We weren't really in the same social circles. I didn't really have a social circle. I was like a hermit back then. But I knew of you, and my impression, as we said before, for better or worse, I just thought you were like that tough dude who I didn't want to mess around with. My friends hung out with you, but I didn't necessarily hang. And it wasn't like I was trying to I want to avoid that guy. I was just like,
I wouldn't blame you for avoiding me in high school. You were doing a good job. I don't think any of your other coaches, like you think like the coaches like the Kopecki's and the Kropkis and stuff, they like avoid him right now. Yeah, for sure.
But so let's fast forward 10 years. I'm running a fundraiser in the city for my basketball program. We're trying to raise money, and out of nowhere, you and Tommy,
which is awesome, by the way.
Yeah. And you and Tommy showed up, and I had raffle tickets, but I'm like a terrible salesman, so I was like, I'm in trouble. And you guys just kind of took over, and you were talking to everyone you could find. You were stuffing money in my pockets every 30 minutes, just selling like crazy. And it was a lot of money. Like that was my biggest fundraiser that I had for that program, and it was because of what you guys were doing. And luckily, I think Tommy met his wife there. Yeah. So he owes me that. But like that whole tough guy that I thought of you as, I still think of you as a tough guy.
Thank you.
Okay. But
see his ankle?
Look at that ankle.
Walk around like nothing.
I still think of you as a tough guy, but now I think of you as a tough guy who has a big heart. And then more recently, I saw something that took my respect for you up to a whole new level, and that's when, especially because I was thinking about it in terms of what I'm trying to do right now. And I watched the eulogy that you gave at your brother Rob's funeral. And I was blown away. To me, that was next level toughness. You didn't just talk about Rob, but you opened up the conversation about mental health. And I think, back in the day, I would have thought like talking about mental health was weird, or you were soft, or you were weak. But now I think it's like, if you don't talk about it, now I think that's where you become soft. And I think you kind of showed that you were an even tougher guy than I thought at that moment.
Well, thank you. No, not tough. Like I told you before we did this the first time, is that it was like usually the crowd that I was running with was a lot tougher than I am. But like, this starts from you doing it, from you opening the door. And then you and I have that in common.
Yeah.
That we're both just ready to say, you know what, F it.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it. What all of a sudden, I'm right.
Yeah.
We got to talk about this. All of a sudden, you're not going to like me? Well, good.
Yeah, right,
I don't want you to like me then. If
Right.
that's the definition of why all of a sudden we're not friends,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have ever been my friend.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I mean? Yeah.
Well, and people don't talk about it until it comes to their, and that goes not just with mental health, but with a lot of issues until it impacts you. Like, people don't like to talk about it.
That's weird. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
But,
next question. Right?
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But
I'm with you, man.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously there was nothing good about what happened to Rob. I want to be clear about that. But here's the thing: there are thousands of Robbie Fischers out there right now, thousands of little Jimmy Maleys out there. Nobody is probably as good of an athlete as Robbie was, but a lot of those guys, athletes, brothers, sons, they're suffering in silence. And by what you're doing today, I think. And what you did at his funeral, I think you're going to change some lives. And I don't think that's an exaggeration to say that. So thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you. Let me ask you a serious question.
Yeah.
What's it feel like to dunk?
Was it? Pretty good. I can't really do it anymore.
Really?
Yes, but it felt good.
I've never touched the net. I was just like, oh, dude, like, you're saying you're a pretty good athlete. You get some pretty good stats yourself, pal.
Yeah, well,
on what you've thrown up. Yeah. So you had an unbelievable athletic career.
Yeah. Well, but it ended too short.
Well,
all
right. Well, let's not get a cover roll, but like I'm just saying, is you don't downplay your athletic ability. You had a shot of a god.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Tommy would even tell you that 100 times. And Tommy would always like to talk about himself.
Yeah, right.
I just did that to you. Yeah. All right.
So here's how I want to start it.
Let's go.
So, and we kind of talked about it a little bit, but 25 years ago when you were in high school, what was your perception of mental health? If you had any?
None.
Yeah.
So here's the crazy thing is that like. I lost a friend that was, I think it was a sophomore in college, freshman in college, that he hung himself. His name was Kevin Kaminsky. And it was crazy. Like that just happened. It was like, trying to explain it. And it was just, there's no explanation. So I guess that's not high school, but like there was no real discussion of mental health or anything of, like there was even like in my high school where I was a freshman, where my brother was a senior. Mm-hmm. And, we would, we'll probably get down the rabbit hole on this, but like, he was, there were some times like there was something off.
Yeah.
And, he would just go play. Like that was just out.
Right.
Like you could even, I'd see him on first base. I'm like, yeah, he's taking second, right? 1, 2, 3, takes it.
Yeah. Right.
Third, home.
Yeah.
Crazy. But, you look back on it and you're like, wow. There's a lot of things that this guy right now, after like having to read it and having to learn about it. Yeah. Having it kind of, because I had to.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Would have been like, hey, maybe we gotta like ask that question, but like this is where things get dicey, because I don't ever want anybody to think that they didn't do the right thing. Right. They didn't miss anything. Okay. It was like this dude was acting. Yeah. So what do I know about mental health when I'm in high school? Same thing I knew about girls. Nothing. Nothing. You didn't know crap about
Well, like,
girls.
just think, like, I teach health right now. Yeah. I don't remember. I mean, and it's hard to remember that long ago, but in health class at LT, the only thing I remember was
condoms.
Yeah.
It was condoms and the clap.
Yes.
Yeah, that was it.
But like in terms of mental health, all I remember was like doing like a self-esteem project. I remember that, but there was nothing else.
Good enough.
Yeah,
right. Dog on it. People like you were doing the Stuart Smaller.
Right. Yes, exactly.
No, dude, you're right though. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
No, and then this is gonna sidetrack me a little bit, but you mentioned the thing about acting, and that's what I feel like. Your brother was I felt like I became an amazing actor.
You probably are.
Yeah. No, I venture to guess. This is just my theory. I bet a lot of like Hollywood people actors deal with some sort of mental thing, because they've honed it over so many years that now they become great. You know what I mean? Like It's like
well, that's why that's how they can act and go like to make themselves cry like this.
Right. Yeah.
And also then you look into, which is probably something that we're going to go over anyway, but then you look into substance abuse.
Right.
And when you have unlimited funds,
Yeah.
and people to give it to you like you do in Hollywood,
Right. Yeah. You're doing.
well,
yeah.
you're going to do it.
Yeah. Right.
And of course, you're like, well, I don't really want to feel that way because that sucks.
Yeah. Right.
Should I just do a bunch of drugs and not feel that way? Like,
Right.
of course you are when you're 18 years old or 21 years old, or even,
Right. Yeah.
or any age. Honestly, like
Yeah.
it is.
And you were saying like, so I want to get into your like,
Let's do it.
Robbie. Let's just talk about him in general. I don't want to talk about like in general. I want you to talk about him as like a brother, an athlete, your childhood. Just
he was like 6'3" when he was 4 years old.
By the way, I remember he was like my hero I know he played center field in college, but he was a shortstop.
He played
right?
shortstop, yeah.
Yeah, so like I was that tall, lanky shortstop. So I was like, I want to be like Robbie Fischer.
Played. I think I don't know why they ever had him being a running back. He should have been a wideout, but
yeah,
he played free safety There's a good buddy of his that I love to talk about. Who's a wonderful man. His name is Dan Spain.
Oh yeah,
Danny owns the Elm. There's your plug, Dan. Maybe I get a free drink for once in your life. Jesus, God.
We're gonna tag this part to the
God, please do it. Here's your free White Claw that's been sitting outside for 2 days. He's definitely not gonna give me free drink. But no, they were both like running like 4.3 40s.
Yeah,
and they both had reckless abandonment for their bodies, which was like. That doesn't happen at that speed level. Right. So dude, they were just crushing people. My brother was crushing people. And like my impression of Rob was reckless with his body.
Yeah.
And didn't care because he would always heal. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. He'd get something would happen. Like, for example, he kicked the crap out of me one time and I had to hit him with a golf club so he'd stop. Right? It's a true story. So it was a ping. It was one of the ping I2 like woods. Black one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a 5-wood. I was like, that looks like a 5-wood.
Where'd you get him?
No, I got him at the elbow.
Okay, there you go.
And he couldn't play one game. They're like, Mike's crazy. Like, why is he hitting Rob with a golf club? I'm like, Mike's 2'4". Why don't we ask why Mike felt like the golf club was necessary? Yes. But we could go down that path later. But like he healed up from that. He missed one game. Yeah. Anybody else would have missed multiple games. So he was just this kind of. He was like the Wolverine, man. I'm just telling you, he would heal. He had that anger. He had that passion to win. Yeah. But there were as we get further down the rabbit hole with him, there were things that were popping up, and now in my memory of now knowing where we're at. Yeah. That were problems. Yeah. Big problems. Yeah. And that he was he would substance abuse stuff to try to not feel anything.
Like in high school.
Yeah. And I'm just up until the end. At the end of his life, for the last 3 years, he didn't have any problems. Or 2 years, didn't have substance abuse problems. He wasn't. Yeah. He was actually just going through the motions and doing the things, but he was butt sober every time he tried to attempt his own life. Yeah. Butt sober. Yeah. Because I ran it. And I was like, what is he on? Right. Because I wasn't thinking like that. I wasn't thinking like there's mental health. I'm thinking like this is a drug-related issue. Right. Or, is it gambling debt? I was trying to make it situational. Right, yeah. Instead of making it like, no, this is a mental problem. Right. Right? Yeah. Everyone wants to always do that. Yeah. And what happened, Jim? Were you not going to start? Did you not like your coach?
Yeah, right. Exactly. 100%.
Right.
And sometimes I remember throwing my coach under the bus a couple times with people just to get them to stop asking, mm-hmm. but it wasn't my coach.
No. Dude, it wasn't, but but you did, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
And it was just watching his career even, I was always still his biggest fan. I went to the University of Illinois, so did he, and I was playing rugby, but he played baseball. I was going to try to walk on, and then I realized I couldn't hit a curveball. See you later, guy. Right. Also, running a 5.2 40 didn't really help me either.
Now, did he get? I remember. Did he get drafted out of high school?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. So, but then he went to U.
But he had already committed to U of I.
Right. Gotcha.
So his this is getting later in life of what he thought was offered to him and things like that because he was so mad. He was trying to assign blame for why he is the way he is instead of working through it. Yes. And this is all stuff that we could talk about. I could talk to you for 24 hours straight about is how do you get in front of that? Right. Well, no one knows. Yeah. Jim, but this right here. Yeah. This is the start.
Right. Yeah.
You doing what you're doing on this platform and putting yourself out there, which. Yeah. not a lot of people would do.
Yeah.
Is how you start actually making a change.
Right.
I wanted to say that earlier to you, but
I
didn't see the opportunity, and I wanted to say it when I wasn't being a and was being like,
yeah.
But I'm being serious.
Yes.
Without people like you, this doesn't ever change.
Right.
So
thank you. Well, I appreciate
people listening out there.
Well, without you coming on here and doing it, it's the same.
But people listening out there understand that what this guy's doing here isn't for political gain.
Yeah.
This isn't for anything. This isn't for. He wants to get season tickets to the White Sox, even though they give them away for free now.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, they do.
The Southside boiled potatoes is what they should be called, right? But I'm sorry to suck the air out of the room, but I wanted to make it clear that like what you're doing here is how we start talking about this.
Yeah.
And I just transitioned that away from talking about Rob as an athlete in high school and everything. Dude, he was an animal.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah. I mean, I remember, and I think we talked about this before we got on the podcast, but I think especially when you can't figure out, I've looked a lot. What are you, Irish or German?
We're Irish, German. We're all sorts of things.
All right,
if
so
I go down that rabbit hole, that's a whole other podcast. Who you are and the mutt you have.
Yes. Well, I've gone down the rabbit hole of like depression and alcoholism in like the Irish culture, the Irish people, and like there's no biological connection, but. This is a big but. The culture of like that of, hey, I'm going to keep everything in. I'm going to just buckle down. I'm going to be stubborn. I'm going to fight through it, which probably helped Rob be an awesome athlete.
Yeah.
But it probably helped lead to like the demise because he couldn't make sense of something. So now he turns to like drugs or alcohol. And, like for me, I was telling you this before, like I would like go to the doctor and I would want a cancer diagnosis.
Dude.
As crazy as that sounds.
I know,
like,
man.
You want a reason.
You're saying that on your podcast about that you were going out hoping to blow both your ACLs. I was like, dude, I was in the car. Yeah. I'm not even kidding you. And my wife was in the car with me. And her name's Erica with a K. I gotta say that. I love you. She's at home taking care of my son, Jack.
There you go. You got out of bedtime.
Yeah, I know. We're over here. It's Saturday night. That's what we're doing. Yeah. No, but yeah. Get a little emotional.
That's all right. Yeah, go for it.
It may be. Anyway,
if you want to stop, we can stop.
No. I'm probably going to do that a couple times because. Like at the end of Major League, for example.
Love it.
When they put in, like, he strikes them out, and he's like, Thornton puts it in his mitt, and he goes, strike this MFer out.
Oh,
like,
yes.
I'm tearing up there. So, like, it just happens. But if I start going down a pathway, whatever. I just wanted to make sure that, just going back to this unequivocally, you doing this and going in that direction and even talking about, like, a substance abuse and having it be something where it's an Irish condition that maybe it's that you push it all the way down or something like that is honestly people use substance to fight the negative the guy under the bed. Remember the boogeyman?
Oh yeah, for sure.
The boogeyman under the bed.
Yeah.
And it's to stop that from happening. And what ends up happening is you wake up the next day.
Yeah.
Or 2 days later, or whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
And then it's 18 to 1,000 times worse, right? It's
it snowballs.
It is. And the Irish have, I guess, always been considered to be the people that push it down and don't talk about their feelings as they explode.
Yeah.
Favorite comedian, Bill Burr.
He's
made a career talking about it.
Yes.
He's the best ever.
He's
he is. I try to not ever sound like him, but I've listened to everything he does, and sometimes I know I do. But like it is, man. And getting out and being able to talk about like this is what takes people away from doing that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like feeling normal.
Right.
That's the reason you do it, is to not feel normal, right?
Yeah.
Or to feel normal, rather.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. Like I spent my whole life thinking like, I spent the whole life thinking what I'm doing right now was like just just absurd. And now when I do it, like I bet that even though you're gonna go through some sad moments in this conversation, when you leave here, I bet you're gonna have like a feeling of like, hey, I did something good, and you're gonna feel good about it. It's just strange. It's a strange concept that I never bought into, but now I kind of am.
Well, it's therapy, but it's social therapy.
Yeah, it's that because I'm not good with like going and speaking to it. Nothing wrong. I know some people are really good with therapists. I'm not good with it, but like talking about it, this is my version.
Okay.
Of that. And,
I'm the same way. Can I ask you a question though, since you're on that topic there?
Yeah.
It's about talking to the therapist.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, you gotta go talk to the therapist. And I'm just like, dude, this guy walks in Birkenstocks and like I don't know, something Bill Cosby was wearing. Like, I didn't mean to Bill Cosby bomb you, but like I just did. But like, no, like, and little wire rim glasses, and he just has nothing in common with me.
Right.
And I don't really have anything in common with this guy that I'm about to pour my heart out to. Like, I don't know. You know, like you should maybe just try to find somebody different, because I found like a savage, but he cost $1 gazillion. So
yes.
I gotta find somebody else.
Yes.
Anybody,
so
I've gone multiple times, yeah.
And has that been helpful with the guy that can relate to you, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like my thing is like, yeah, I'm not a mental health professional, but I can relate to a lot of people, and especially like the fact that, one, I was an athlete. Two, I didn't believe in this stuff before.
Right.
I think that's a good thing. And then three, like with kids, it's like I'm kind of, not that I'm intimidating in it, but my size, like people are like, oh, that guy's talking about this, and he's like 7 feet tall. Like, you know, I think it carries weight.
It does.
You know what I mean?
With the jersey, with what you did. No. I mean, like with your accomplishment of going and starting as a freshman, you know, and being player of the game, like I think your first game.
Yeah, right.
Like that means something. Like people look up to that as far as athletic ability.
Yeah.
And like they're saying, like, you know, you said I was kind of like considered a tough guy, or people thought I was tough. Like they look at that as when someone can talk about that from a level now that like an athlete or somebody, you know, no one would have ever related to me as being like a really good athlete. Let's just clear that up. You know, I tried hard. I was a captain multiple times. Always a leader. All right. You know, but I think one of my coaches called me. It was catching with Matt McBurry, and Matt McBurry's one of the greatest. Yeah. And he goes, "Why are you even catching with Matt? You're the Vitas de Mayo of catching." And I was like, "Oh, because I don't have an arm." Yes. Oh, that's cool. Thanks, coach. Write that in my diary. Your diary.
All right. So you talked about like things you may have missed, right? And I think it's, you know, it's fine to think, but like you didn't know. That's the thing. I wouldn't say missed.
Yeah. I can't miss something I don't know about.
Right. Yeah.
But no, the only reason I say missed is because now thinking back but like my creation of what happened actually in the reality of then is that. And then you look at like my mother and father, who are I love. They're just the most amazing people on the face of the planet. Like seriously, like the best. And they had to deal with like, the two biggest hooligans. My mother's a saint. She's just going right there in heaven. Oh man. I'm sorry for everything I did. I missed like a couple Mother's Day, and I'm like, oh my God, I just owe her so much. But like, it's important that everyone knows that like he was acting.
Yeah,
you didn't miss anything.
Right,
guys out there, like, listen, you're not missing anything. But right now that we're starting to talk about it, and maybe you can have some questions about it, call.
Right. Yeah.
Pick up the phone. Right. Call me. Find me somewhere. Don't call my cell phone though. No, I was kidding.
Don't text you. I know that. No, although I still was doing
it. I'm horrible at texting. Oh, I'm so bad. I'm sorry.
But wait. So yeah, like I'm not saying. So here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you didn't miss anything because you didn't know. I guess what we're trying to do is get it so people see certain things that people in the past may have missed because they just didn't know. Like when I go around and speak, like I always talk about like when I'm talking to all of you. The person who was like me, who was like really depressed and their mind is going all, that person's not listening. No. They're not
It's a very good point.
But it's for the people who are sitting by them, who are friends with that person, that to get to them, so then they can get to that person. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
it's so the people around have the education too. That's I think even bigger than the people who are actually struggling being educated, is because sometimes when you're like that, like nothing's gonna
no
yeah
dude, no I mean, it was I would do like 2 years of I was on the phone till midnight, and my wife is my rock and my saint, Erica with a K. I was trying to say that. I didn't say it. I did. The only thing I give that like eulogy. I thought it was really nice. She's like, you didn't say my name. I was like, that's what you took away from that, huh? Really? Wow.
Can't win them all.
Wow.
Hey, you won me over though.
I opened with my wife is amazing and gave me these beautiful socks.
Yeah.
And she's like, you didn't say my name, and I was like, oh God, really? You can't win them all, and you're never gonna.
Yes.
But like, look, it is the bottom line is we go circles on this forever, but this is how it starts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then people feel uncomfortable about it, and are we going to make some jokes out here?
Yeah.
And we're going to make some light of this?
Yeah.
We have to.
Exactly.
Because it's just like, oh my God, I'm going to go crawl in the doghouse in the backyard.
Yeah.
And just sit there until the sun comes up. Because it's terrible.
Yes, for sure.
It's terrible. But if you don't mind, as we progress, I'd like to ask you some questions about how you're here standing with this beautiful man. He's a beautiful man, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not kidding you. Legs for days. No. But how you ended up here? So like,
what do you mean how I ended? Like how did
you end up getting to this point where you're open to talk about it? I mean, I listened to all your stuff.
Yeah. So
I think your wife was wonderful.
Yeah.
So, like, how did you end up here?
Well, so I struggled for a long time, and I didn't get help for like 10 years. Like I quit at Northwestern, and that's when I was really going through it bad, and I just thought like just walking away, that was the answer. And my coach was telling me like, I think you're dealing with depression. And at that time that was the first time I've ever heard the word depression.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, no way. Like,
yeah. That's all you heard was yeah.
Yeah. And I'm thinking like, oh, you're calling me mentally weak. Like to me, like
right.
I was mentally tough in terms of like, if there was a game winner, I was going to shoot it and I was going to make it. Like if something bad was going on, I was going to fix it. And for someone to say I was suffering from depression, like that's what I was hearing. But like, that's not what he was saying. He was saying like, hey, you got something going on that you can't control. But like with Rob, like that stubbornness, that like fight, that like, I'm just going to push through it, which helped me be a good athlete. It destroyed me in terms of this. And it took me 10 years and this is the tough thing for me is it was in my family, like my mother, and you knew my mother.
Wonderful.
My mother was like awesome, like everybody loved her as a substitute teacher. She might have gotten you in trouble a couple times.
No,
I don't know. Did
God,
she?
No.
But no, she was
She
fun.
was always just like, please don't do that, or
Yes.
I'm gonna have to do this.
Yeah.
And she would give me many outs, many outs. Honestly, like she was wonderful, and I had to like go back. And I still talk to Mike Cairo. I have to just to do this because he's just a big idiot, and no one likes him. Because I plugged him in every time I can. Anti-plug Mike Cairo for some reason. Because I noticed I was 5 years old. Him and Niebers.
Oh yeah.
So Jimmy Keating, Scuso, like that. I've known those guys for that long.
Yes.
So like, yes, we had your mom, and she was so freaking amazing,
Yeah, but you wouldn't know this. She was bipolar.
I didn't know
and
that.
You probably would never have thought that because she was the most outgoing, talk to everyone type of person. But I didn't know it.
No.
No one knew it. And my grandfather didn't. I didn't know about him. I didn't know about other uncles. Like, it just wasn't talked about. But also, I was a good actor.
Yeah.
So no one knew. But they finally saw it one day. And that's when my mom told me. And she told me her story. So that's when I started like, oh.
It's very brave of her to do that, too.
Yeah, right.
But
especially at that time. It was like 20 years or 15 years ago.
Who else, like honestly, right there?
Yeah.
You're like, you just said it, like some guy talking like you that you should listen to. Like that guy's in his head, like, I'm not like, who's that this guy? Like, really?
Yeah.
You has been.
Yeah, right.
Like they talk to me like you were and never was.
Yeah.
But like your mom, for her to like open up about that and talk to you about it was probably the first thing that landed, huh?
Yeah, no, that was the first, that would got me help. But then the bigger thing she did, I don't know if you heard this part. When I was at St. Lawrence, I had to take a leave of absence because it got really, really bad. And I had to go back to the team. After a couple weeks I was out. I missed games, practices, and I was going to lie. I was going to go in and I was going to say I had mono or something like that. And I remember leaving my dad's house and my mom pulled me aside. And I will remember this to this day. This is the greatest thing she's ever told me. She said, Jimmy, there's going to be someone in that room that hears your story and gets help because of what you tell them. And I was like, you know what? She's right. And I did it, and she was right.
You did then?
Yeah, that's when I did it for the first time.
Well, what age is this?
I was probably about 30.
Okay.
And a kid a month later came into my office, and I just saw it in his eyes. I could tell. And so she was right. And then I started talking about it with individual students. But I didn't talk like this. But then she died, and that's when at her eulogy I decided, you know what, I'm gonna share how she helped me overcome it, and then how she helped me talk about it. And then from that point forward, I was just like, I'm gonna start like making this my mission and like her legacy. You know, I call it the Maley Way, but that's not me. That's my mom. You know what I mean? Like,
come on.
No,
I just got done telling you. Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's how
that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And brutal for you to just say that. Like,
no.
They're like, oh, this is also for my mom.
Yes.
Oh my God, you're the best man ever.
No.
Oh.
But that's how the whole thing started, and then it's just kind of snowballed.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for sharing that with me about your mother, and about like also having to go back and be honest about yourself at St. Lawrence, because you know we didn't really with Rob with this, because it was how hectic it got.
Yeah.
And dude, he was going through a separation, and again, like we didn't know, like look, you don't know how this is perceived, and you just get worried, and then you don't do the thing that maybe you would do.
Right.
But you going in and being honest about it, and then someone coming in, maybe you change that life. Maybe you change the life of the person that he's going to talk to.
Yeah.
It's a snowball effect that you started, but you did it then.
Right.
So where have you been forever?
I don't know. Well, yeah.
This podcast should be like, you should be done doing this 8 years ago.
Well, so then we had a moment where our counselors were coming in at Conant High School, where I'm at now, and I was just like, you know what? This was after my mom died. I talked to my department chair. I was like, can I say something? And I got up there for like 40 minutes and talked. And they were like, can you do this for the next 7 periods? So I did it all 8 periods, which is exhausting, by the way, to talk. Yeah, especially about something like that.
Yeah.
But
I had to redo this story for 1 second with you. For 5 minutes. I was already giving you shit about it.
But like 4 years later, when I decided to step down from coaching, I got a note from a girl who was in that first speech that first day. So I didn't even have it like together. It was just like off the cuff.
Which was probably the most raw, best version.
Yeah,
of it,
right.
Honestly.
Right. And she started her note, "You saved my life." And so that was no, that was the thing where I'm like, I knew it was helping, because kids would like come and talk to me after that. So I knew it was working. Yeah. But like, that's just like, oh man, like, and what I'm saying is, you don't have to go around and do like public speeches or have a podcast. But if you see someone struggling and it's something that you went through or your brother went through, and you could kind of give, even if it's not mental health, it's, you know, you've gone through a divorce, you've had a drug problem. Yeah. Like, instead of keeping it to yourself, like talking about it with that person, like, it could change their life, but it also makes you feel that. You know what I mean? It's like, it works both ways. It helps.
It's therapy.
Yeah.
It's also like, this is like my wife. I'm just going to say Erica from now on, because I hate that.
With a K.
I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that guy. My wife, Erica, like said, this is going to be therapeutic for you. And I was like, you know, it already has been. Yeah. It already has been, you know, with, like, again, like the people that have reached out. Yeah. After that, you know, but I mean, I like other stuff that I did for supporting, and I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but like, when you get a call from somebody and they're hurting. Yeah. And you're like, hey, breathe. Yeah. Just take some deep. Yeah. You know, I always did my favorite rom-com. Yeah, I just said that. Yeah. It's called, I did. Yeah, I did.
I love rom-coms.
I know, so do I. I don't have a choice. Yeah, you want to watch Saving Private Ryan? It's the fourth. We get in on the sidebar. We get into this. The guy's arms are getting blown off, and she's like, why are you making me watch this? I'm like, because you need to know why. I'm like, I don't know why. I'm making you watch this. You're going to have nightmares and scream at me. But no, it's you know, it's the long shot is my favorite romantic comedy. I forgot why I was going to tell you that. God, I got so sidebar with part of this.
You know what one of my favorite sneaky ones is?
You got me like, my head is just racked.
Win a Date with Tad Hamilton.
Oh,
you ever seen that one?
Oh, yeah.
It's actually sneaky good.
It's sneaky good. Why did I bring up the long shot? Anyway, I don't know. Because it's great for rom-coms. Just watch it. It's funny.
Yeah, exactly. We'll plug in them.
Anyway.
So, all right. So I was saying the thing about...
Cut that out, Brady.
Yeah, no. Yeah. We didn't necessarily... You didn't miss anything because you didn't know... Like, when was the first time that you saw something?
25 minutes later, we just went full circle on it. Oh my God, this is like.
Yeah, but you
Well,
carry.
no, I don't
bring
care.
You bring humor. It's fine. It's good.
Sorry, you're just like, oh my God, how do I keep this guy employed? We're gonna have to do this 4 times.
No. So
I'm gonna be wearing different shades of black though, and you guys are gonna catch me.
Well, when was the first time that you were like started to piece it together?
We knew, he was going through it, and you could see on his face about him struggling, and we got him in some help.
Yeah.
But there's things that happen to younger about like some self-infliction wounds and stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
The only people like, oh, about punching. Listen.
Yeah.
The only 2 people in the world that Rob ever punched was himself and me.
Yeah.
Like, he never hit anybody. He
was hitting himself.
Yeah. But he would dude. I mean, he would. And, part of his shtick was that.
Yeah.
He'd be like, smash a beer can over your head. So I'm like, I can do the same thing.
Yeah.
Still can.
Was he ever like? Not to get, but like
he cut
it. He did. Okay. Yeah, and I mean, I see that with students, and you see it, and it's like
you're just like this, and then it's an accident, but it's not an accident.
Right.
Right. But like part of the whole thing is too is that like this isn't if my parents would have been able to probably dissect him away from sports, and really break that down, it was he couldn't ever just stop being an athlete.
Yeah.
He had to go.
Yeah.
And it was like he wouldn't stop. So he's like, I got to go play. But he's got a big cut on his arm. What happened? Well, we made a blind.
Yeah.
So you do.
Right.
Because you don't want to also tell anybody to it at the same time. Like this is, no one would have listened.
Right.
If they're like, dude, hey, he did this to himself, they'd be like, wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, because no one knew it. Like now we talk about this all the time. Like teaching meetings, we talk about.
And then he lied to my parents about it. He
lied
to everybody about it. And it was just looking back and be like, I wish I was the older brother.
Yeah.
Because I could look and be like,
yeah,
that wasn't a rake.
Yeah, right.
That's a perfect cut.
But even at the time, would you have thought that someone would do that? Like,
dude, no.
Yeah, like it wasn't a thing.
Because it didn't happen. I didn't feel that way.
Right, exactly.
Because I didn't.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I wake up and I'm peachy keen and I'm happy every morning.
Yeah.
And so my Erica,
really okay,
says something stupid and insults me. Okay.
Yeah.
Until she wakes up, and she goes, "Your turn." I'm like, oh God, I do have a young baby at 5:30 in the morning. You hear that? Like I wake up, and I was like, oh, we do say this. I swear to God, we wake up in the morning and say, "Good morning, my best friend."
I like that.
Good morning, my best friend. Not at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, right. True.
She's like, are you serious? Wow. Like, go get the kid. It's 5:30 in the morning. Yeah. Anyway. But I wake up like that. I feel like I wake up happy, man.
Yeah.
I do. And once I realized that Rob was waking up, and like after all this, and like this is where things really cut me.
Yeah.
I mean, really, really hurt me. Is that he'd been feeling like this for his whole life.
Yeah.
He'd been feeling bad about himself. He'd been waking up hating himself and acting about it, and then blowing up and having fits of rage because he couldn't explain it, that he woke up and he hated himself.
Yeah.
Or hated what, where I wake up, like I have to make a joke about it.
Right.
But I know how to not just break down because I wake up happy, man.
Yeah.
Situationally is the only time I'm not gonna.
Right, yeah.
And
he probably knew. He probably was like, no one else will get this.
Good luck telling me I'm going to joke.
Yeah, right. Especially at that time. No one knew like this was a thing. Like,
yeah. And he'd be waking up for like stuff in the morning for when he was coaching sports as well when he was a coach, which he was a great coach.
Yeah.
He was such a great coach. Yeah, he was such a great coach. He loved it.
Yeah.
Because he was a psycho.
Yeah.
Like, he'd be the guy like, oh, yeah, okay. And then get in the box and hit like a 600-foot bomb.
Yes.
Right? Without a fungo. Like,
yeah, right.
Boom. They're like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
But like it's what changed everything for me with him.
Yeah.
Was once I started like learning about it and I started like really digging into why.
Yeah.
And how does he wake up and feel like this? It killed me.
Yeah.
So now I want people that if you're waking up and you feel like that, and you wake up and you're not feeling strong and you're feeling like something's wrong.
Yeah.
Something is wrong.
Yeah. Right. For sure.
You shouldn't wake up and ever doubt yourself or hate yourself unless you've done something very stupid the night before, and again, that's situational.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Yeah, and then too many pops, and
Yeah.
wake up where you're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, see, even then, I gotta go like down. I was gonna go so much worse with that and crack a horrible joke. But I was like, I'm not gonna. But like, no, seriously. But like, that's it. Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is when people are starting to do that, and like, if you have that feeling, and it isn't situational. And it's not because guys that are in high school, guys are listening right now, or college.
Yeah.
All right, because you didn't study, and you didn't prepare yourself.
Yeah.
You prepared to fail.
Yeah. Right.
You didn't do anything for your tests, or you didn't do your papers, because you were being a jacket.
Right. Right.
That is situational, guys.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I don't want to hear. That is just like, you know what? Take your lumps.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
You know,
yeah. Like there's a difference between like teaching toughness and then illness. Like that's the thing. That's what I'm sure was hard for him to grapple with me. Is I'm trying to compare toughness, mental toughness, and mental illness. It's not the same thing.
It's not.
But you think like you can just fight it and overcome it, and it's very, you can't do it alone, I guess is what I'm saying.
But mental illness is batting 1,000.
Yeah, right. Yeah, which is
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't say that because like everything's going great. Like, but like mental illness is you know, I said that in the thing with Rob. It is a brain tumor.
Right, for sure.
It is there, and if you don't treat it, it will kill you.
Yeah.
Not if, it's when.
Yeah.
It's just how long and how. What you'll end up doing is isolating yourself by burying every relationship you have around you.
Yeah.
In order to isolate yourself, so you can be alone to
Yeah.
commit the final thing that you have to do.
Right.
Which you don't have to do.
Right. And
That's
yeah,
kind of like heavy jumping in.
no, I know. Like so you started to see those signs,
Yeah.
like, and then I think you said there was a first attempt, right?
Yeah, man. This story is gnarly, in a bad way.
Yeah.
You
So don't have, if you don't want to,
I'll get into parts of it because it's just I have to. There's some parts of this that I have to tell.
yeah.
So we knew there were some things going on with Robin, and we're working through trying to get help and stuff. And he was going to work. He was coming home after work, and my mom was up there watching his boys until he got home from work.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no issue with that. Okay, like I don't want there to ever be any misconception on any part of that because that wasn't the issue. It was just like, hey, he's feeling something. We gotta.
Yeah.
It was a danger to his children. Okay?
Right.
But like it was also like we need to help, and like I have to say his girlfriend Stephanie was the thing that held all this together. Yeah. She's you talk about saint. She's sainthood. Yeah. Already. I mean, like unbelievable. We were just up in Minocqua this weekend. She joined us. Yeah. She's like my sister now. Yeah, that's all. So we were always talking, and how we even like she called me and looked me down. I'm on the sidebar, but tracked me down out of the blue and said, "Hey, something's wrong with your brother." When she was dating Rob. Yeah. And Rob didn't want me to talk to her because he knew that I would have probably gotten this out of her really quickly. Yeah, right. So he was hiding her from me and vice versa. Right. And she tracked me down, and then she talked. And like this is when we were becoming concerned. And then that day, my mom, he was 20 minutes from there. And his boys were there. The only thing he really cared about. Right. And he wasn't home. Yeah. And my mom's like, he ain't home. Yeah. And I'm like, like how you say mom, by the way. Everyone makes my Erica was like, you say ma? Ma, hey ma. Yes. Hey ma. just two Chicago guys. Like, you guys absolutely make no mistake. Yeah. Hey ma. Yes. I'm like, ma, what do you mean he's not there? Yeah. Ma. And he's like, well, he's not. And I was like, all right. I looked at what I had to do, and I was like, you know what, I don't care. I'm going to find my brother. And, and I was like, Erica, like I'm gonna go, and I'm not coming home until I find him. Yeah. Well, now it's late, and he's not home, and I haven't found him. And I thought maybe he'd be at a bar. Right. Yeah. I thought maybe he had started drinking, which he was very clean, like doing. And you said he was sober at this time. He was sober. Yeah. So I said I wasn't gonna make this long, but I guess I am. I finally called up his ex and like part of her family and said, hey, have you seen him? And no, and no one had. And I go to the police station, and they end up being able to ping his phone because he was a danger to society or whatever it was. And they phoned, like, we're all the way up in Mundelein. Yeah. And the phone pings back to the woods in Bolingbrook where my dad lives.
Oh, okay.
Right off of Bluff Road.
Yeah.
If you know where the White Fence Farm is.
Yeah.
You know, fried chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, end up having the state troopers come and, you know, the guy calls me and one of the state troopers had found his car. And then I found out that he'd called into work sick at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So now it's like 8:30 at night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man, this is bad. And then the guy called. They said they found his car in the woods. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, was it hot or cold? They're like, cold.
Yeah.
I'm like, his keys are on. They're like, the keys are in the car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we'll start looking around, you know. And couldn't find anything, you know. And that time I had to call my wife, Erica K. I have to say my wife like that because I called her and my mom's up north and I'm driving down, you know, and I wasn't going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I was going 75 in the middle lane. So I'm like, well, what's happened.
Yeah.
And I can't get in a car accident to top this off.
Right.
And I was like, I need you to go pack a bag and go be with my mom. And she starts crying.
Yeah.
Mind you, her family is awesome. Like
right.
Her mother, her father, like Kathy and Glenn, her brother Dane. I call him Brother Dane.
Yeah.
Like, and his wife Christina, fiance Christina, but wife Christina, they're so supportive. And they know something's going down because I'm gone. And she's freaking out. And I'm like, you need to pack a bag. And this is what just happened.
Yeah.
So I'm 99% sure that we're not going, like I'm 99.9% sure this isn't going to go well.
Right. Yeah.
And I need you to pack a bag and I need you to go up and be with my mom. And she starts crying. I'm like, no, not right now.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I want to be with you. I'm like, I need you to do this. And like a savage woman she is, she packs a bag and she's like, going up there to be with the other savage woman who's probably not going to let her in.
Right.
She's going to have to like break the door to get in there. And, you know, I pull up and there's cops, there's a helicopter, there's cops everywhere. There's like 50 cops, dude.
Yeah.
I could barely put the car in park and I come flying up on this cop. Like if you know Bluff Road, there's no lights. It's just pitch black. And I looked like I looked a little crazy at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understandably so.
And I'm like, where is he? You know, like that high pitch, almost like you sound like I almost sound like Bane there. Yeah. or a combination of Batman. Like, where is it? You know, like, and the guy goes, what, no one called you? I'm like, what do you mean no one called you? He's okay. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like he was dead.
Yeah.
He was gone, Jim.
Right. In your mind.
No, he was gone. There was no way he was alive.
Yeah.
You know, the cop even said sorry on the phone.
Right. Yeah.
And I called, you know, Erica and was like, he's alive. And she just goes, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like sobbing.
Yeah.
Sobbing. And that, like, I called my mom and I'm like, answer the phone.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, he's alive. And my dad, I'm like, he's alive. And everyone's just like, oh my God. And then, you know, I'm of course being like who I am because I am my brother's keeper and always will be. I'm going back in the woods to get him. The guy goes, listen, sir. Yeah, we've got 6 men back there bringing them out. Yeah. You're going to roll your ankle, and we're going to have to bring you up.
Yeah,
so
right.
Settle down.
Yeah.
And at that point, I leave aside.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
So was he? What was he? How did they find it?
So the dog. They pinged this phone, and they pinged from the way other side, like a mile away in the woods. And one of the dogs smelled something this way, and they started checking it out. And he was at the bottom of this ravine. He saw lights. He said, "Help!"
Oh wow.
He'd been there for he inflicted some massive damage to his body, and you know, in a way that he didn't even know. Yeah. You know, how I found him was insane. Yeah, right. Right? Like I wasn't supposed to find him. Yeah, right. And I was like, what was the plan, guy?
Yeah, you know, right, yeah.
Jesus. You know, but it was one of those things where you could tell this was such an irrational. But rational is my decision. I don't even know how to explain it. Right. It was just one of those days that you never want to have happen, but you know what? We got him. Yeah. Once I got him, I couldn't let him go. Right. And then what? I'm assuming he was like hospitalized. Well, he had to go. He had to get surgery. So, okay. So the only one. So I'm in medical sales. I have been for a long time, and work with emergency room physicians and a couple like one of my best pals. Yeah. Let's call her Dr. Hare. She's the best. She knows she is.
Yeah.
She's a professor at Rush. Is always somebody that has helped me with all of this. You know? And like also like working with a lot of people, I couldn't find anybody that was on.
Yeah.
So he's at Bolingbrook, and he's level 1 trauma. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah.
And they took him to Cook County, which Cook County's trauma division is arguably the best of the best. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they send corpsmen there, Marine medics there to deal with gunshots.
Right,
they get
right.
most of them.
Yeah.
And anyway, he gets sent there and underwent 15 hours of surgery. 7 and 8 on the 2 hands, and it was in ICU. And after you get out of the trauma area, Cook County, and you get up on the floors, a little different story.
Yeah, for sure.
This isn't Hinsdale now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
This is at the University of Chicago new hospital, which used to be Adventist LaGrange right here.
Yes.
Right. It's a different deal, and I wouldn't stop, dude. I couldn't.
Were you allowed to be there then?
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was COVID.
Yeah.
It was the end of COVID time, but I mean, there's I'm waiting for this to happen, and this is you gotta understand. I was there all the time. I wouldn't leave.
Yeah.
I was bringing him milkshakes, so whatever he'd eat, and, but he couldn't clean himself.
Yeah. I think is it the story you told me before?
No. This one's different. This is just I had to wipe his butt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sick.
Yeah.
So I was just dude, he's just this is the burst, blah, blah. And I was just dude, I'll do it. Look at me. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, look me in my eyeball. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, make eye contact with me while I'm doing it. I'm like this. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? But I needed to make it okay with him.
Yeah, for sure.
He's looking at me, he's just dude, you're a sick F.
Yeah.
And I'm just I am a sick F.
Yeah.
But you're a sick F. But I got him to laugh. This is the first time I had to wipe a grown man's butt, unfortunately. But I did. I'm like, dude, make eye contact. And he's like, what? I'm like, look me in my eyeball. I don't know where that came from either. But, no, we're sitting there in the room, and he had to have somebody in the room the whole time. This is something I share with you. But, we're sitting there, and finally he blows up, and I've been waiting for this. He's just like, why are you here? I don't have to love you. I don't have to love anybody. I gave up, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, man. I'm looking at him you done? He's like, what? I'm like, are you done with your whatever you're doing right now? Are you finished? He's like, what? What do you mean? And I'm like, are you done feeling sorry for yourself right now? And he goes, what? And I was like, Rob, I'm never giving up. Okay? You just fought through 15 hours of surgery. You're fighting through stuff all the time. You're fighting through the psychiatric care at Cook County is atrocious, by the way. That I'll say publicly.
That's fine.
No, I'm fine with it.
Oh, yeah.
Come at me with everything you have. I have that documentation, please. Anyway, I was like, you're fighting. And, I'm never going to give up on you. He's like, well, he's just starts just trying to pair me. I'm like, this is boring. So mind you, there's a dude sitting over here because they have to have someone monitoring the room. All right? Okay? And this guy's sitting there. And I was like, Rob, there's only one thing that would make me walk away from you. You know what it is? He goes, I'm like, what is it? He's like, you, dude. I'm like, what is it? He's like, dude. I'm like, dude, what is it? Say it aloud. He goes, if I touch a little boy's, we're done. I'm like, that's it. That's it. That's the bottom. That's the end of it. And I was like, dude, that's it. This is truly happening. I'm not even kidding you. And the guy looks up from his he's on his phone, which he shouldn't have been. He looks up and he's like, he looks at both of us. And dude, so what happens then too? Two psychos. We're just he's hugging me and we're both sobbing.
So that bonded you back together.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he's got his arms on Frankenstein, and I'm hugging his midsection because he's big like you. And I'm hugging his nipples. because that's where I belong. No, I'm serious. And I'm like, dude, we did it. It was like one of
To
those,
be fair, that is a very good rule to have. It's a very good rule to
that's
have.
the bottom rule. I mean, Jesus. But it was like kind of like a joke because we said it before. It's not a joke, but like it is. And it got him to re-engage.
Yeah.
And we did that over and over again.
Yeah.
I just told like a horrible story. So I got to follow up with a good one. And like I'll tell you another one. I have to.
Well, that was a good. No, that was a good. That was a great
story. I got just a follow up of one last good story about that about Cook County, and then we could wrap up Cook County.
Okay.
So my family, dude. This is also like what I wanted to get into. This is a great transition.
Yeah.
Is my family. You want to talk about a family that came in and engaged. No one asked questions, dude. I know that you maybe heard that during the eulogy, but I can't stress this enough. My cousins, the Scullys, the Fischers, the Pervins, the Pankos, everybody. Everybody came in. And my wife and her family, my wife, Erica, I don't know why I can't get over it. We're going to start calling her Ricky. Her nickname is Ricky. Ricky, here you go. And Ricky and her family. I mean, like my brother Dane just popped in. Like it was unbelievable. The people that came in to support what we were trying to do without talking, or say anything like, well, why would he do this and how could he do this and blah blah. No one did that.
Yeah,
because that would have not flown. That would have been very very bad for everybody around if I would have heard that.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Because I'd have been like, you need to go out there right now.
Right. Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
And it was just so jaw dropping that. So they made a schedule because I was there the whole time.
Yeah.
So my cousin Julie, they did made the schedule of people that were going to visit, and so he wasn't alone. Dude, the people at Cook County were like, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Like, they were the only visitor that was in the wing.
Yeah.
Let alone me. Let alone the whole family. They're like, "We don't have chairs for you people here."
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Like, what do you mean, you people?
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean Fischers? Oh wow. I don't know what that means. But, dude, I finally got home. I picked up some takeout to have dinner with Ricky, and I'm walking in the front door. I'm living in like Walcott, Chicago.
Yeah.
And so I'm really close. And my Aunt Mickey calls and she's like, "Hey, Rob just got a positive COVID test. He just went insane." And I'm like, "More insane?"
Yeah.
See, I had to. I was like, "Wow, that's got to be pretty crazy."
I don't mean to laugh. I
know
you meant to.
I'm trying to make you laugh. This is the whole goal here, because this is like great, like, dude. And they had him like in a positive COVID test, and now like everyone's geared up. And she's like, "You need to come back here." I dropped the bags. I looked at my rock in my soul, who never once tested me. Or not tested me, or questioned my going back to take care of my brother.
Yeah.
Sleepless nights. She just endured it.
Yeah.
Did it with a smile.
Mm-hmm.
And it was unbelievable. So I have to plug that for Ricky. I dropped the bags. I'm like, "Enjoy. I'm gonna go eat whatever the hell they have here. Tapioca pudding again." So horrible. So I go walking up to the room. In the room, like if you like this, like just imagine there's like 3 dudes that are suiting up that are big guys.
Yeah.
And they're all putting all the gear on because he's got COVID. And I'm just swim moving. I go walking in and I go, "Mickey, I love you. You can go home."
Yeah.
And you're like, on the door, he's in the bathroom and you can hear him and there's like, he's like going nuts in there, like talking himself up. And I had the doctor like, he's like, "Oh, you like?" I get in there and he's like, I'm like, "Dude," he goes, "I don't have COVID." I was like, "They say you do." He goes, I don't feel bad. You feel bad. I'm like, it's a little sweaty, but I'm like, "Dude, hey, this is going to happen." Like they think you have COVID. Now I'm going to try to work on getting you another test. You locking yourself in the bathroom does not help.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I will Jimmy Superfly Snuka these right now. I'll come out, man. Me and him have been back to back on some that would blow your doors. But I'm like, I'm ready to go to jail today, Rob. I'm like, I will, but like, I really want to. I have a job. Like, why did you come out of the bathroom with no shirt on? Your underwear pulled up there. I was like, Jimmy Superfly. Like, and I was like, dude, I'll do it, Rob. I swear to God. And I started I'm like, oh, this is really gonna hurt. And I'm like, you're gonna go though. They're gonna take you.
Yeah.
And I got through them. And like, I bring these up because like these are memories that like I'm like on the bed. They're taking them away. I'm like, I'll find you. You know. And I'm outside. You know, like I found a guy. I bribed him to bring up milkshakes that would like slide him through the door of like prison. And burgers, and I'm like outside the window, and I bought a burner phone too, so we could talk, because he wasn't allowed to have this. And then they found it out, and they're like, well, they're confiscating the burner phone. I'm like, what are you, the cops? Like, anyway, he didn't have COVID. We got him out of there.
Oh, good.
Anyway, so how long have we been going here?
I think it was like an hour. But
wow,
it doesn't seem like that, does it?
No, it doesn't. I've been doing a lot of talking.
No. So.
How about we take a break and get a water?
You want to? Okay.
Let's get a water.
Yeah.
So you got some mucus growing on your back and forth on your lip.
There we go.
There
now
you
we're
go.
good.
Submit your approval. 2 times.
All right. So we're back.
We're back.
We took a quick water break.
Yeah.
And that was one of my things that I was just telling Fish. I'm gonna call you Fish.
There you go.
I was telling Fish water was a huge thing for me when I started. Like really making an emphasis on that, like it really helped me, and that's just one of the things that helped me. But I guess where we left off. All right, so Rob was kind of getting out of the hospital
Well, yeah, I mean he was. Yeah. So we got him out of there, and long story like short, when it came to getting him out of there, getting him into somewhere else, was they tried transferring him in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And he got a phone and called me. He's like, "Dude, transfer me." And I called and I stopped the transfer. The guy called me the next day. And whatever. I maybe I should be careful about how I speak about this. But it was kind of like so they had to put him in Sinai. And Sinai, his roommate, was a guy that was living under a bridge.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hey, this is where you're at, man.
Right.
I'm like, you need to shut up. And don't. If you start doing something stupid or acting violent, they're going to keep you here. They're going to restrain you, and you are going to stay there.
Right.
And you'll get chewed up in the system.
Yeah.
And it is rough, man, as you know. Like,
yeah.
The part of that thing about no one gives a shit about it.
Right.
There's no money in it. There's no reimbursement. So guess what? Guess what they do? They just take people with mental illness or drug dependency and they just stick them somewhere.
Yeah.
So then they got him out. I finally got him out. I got him into a place called Sierra Tucson, and it was not insurance provided.
Okay.
And you don't want to know.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. But we had to get him out, and we didn't know what to do. There's no playbook.
Right. There's no playbook on any of it.
No.
Yeah.
And I had to pick him up at Sinai, and he's in a gown and shorts on, and I'm just like, Jesus, and I got him in the car. We got to stop and get pills and stuff like that, and I'm just like, dude, I'm gonna jump out of the car going. He's just like, no, I'm not. Jesus. I'm like, well, fine. I'm just like,
yeah.
Just don't really know.
Yeah.
And we stopped and we took him out to my dad's, and he got to see my dad, and then we took him out, and I flew him out there and turned around and came home, like, after 2 hours of sleep, and he was there for a month.
Mm-hmm. Was that good?
It was great. I mean, that place is the country club of I hate saying this. I'm not going to say it. I was calling Looney Bins.
Country club of Looney Bins.
It's a country club of Looney Bins.
All right, so I will say, you said Looney Bins, right?
I always
So
do.
me and my wife always
I call it the loon. Yeah.
My wife will refer to and I know this is terrible, but
she'll
refer to it as my time in the Looney Bin.
Yes!
But it makes light of, it's not that it makes it so she knows I'm doing okay, that I can laugh about
Rob probably be like, dude, I got to go to the loon. I'm like, you're going to the loon.
Yeah.
You're going to the Looney Bin. But I because it all started from a friend that actually passed away because of substance abuse. Named JJ Limbetter, but he always called it the loony bin. Like, you loony. You know?
Yeah.
I don't even know, but so we ended up getting him there, and a guy named Scott Hilkemeyer saved. I mean, like, dude, it's my wife's one of her best friends, Amber, her husband Scott, and this is what he does for a living.
Yeah.
So I should have called him right away.
Right.
And she's like, "Have you called Scott?" I'm like, "No." And then I did. This guy, you want to talk about another straight to heaven? Is like he does this for a living, but he steps into this and full throttle and like took my calls to a point where he's like, "Listen, we're gonna have to start. We're friends, dude. I love this guy. Dude,
Yeah.
You say I slap at a bass. He's a bass player for an emu group.
Yeah.
What's it called? Little Slitting Kitten or something. But he's got like 85 guitars on his walls of his house. Like,
Yeah.
But he's also just, he's a very, very intelligent man, and really helped out. And like there was a point where I'm snapping about even being at Cook County. And he goes, "Hey, with all due respect, you need to calm down, Mike."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What did you just say?" He goes, "I said with all due respect."
You did
Right?
say with all
And I was just like this. And I was just like, "All right, well played, sir." Like, dude,
You did say that.
He's like, "With all due respect." I was like, "I said with all due respect." And I was like, "God," he goes, "Dude, he's alive. Calm down.
Yeah.
Like, you're freaking out. You're freaking me out." Like, but he didn't even say he was freaking out. He's like, "You're freaking everybody else out around you." And helped us out. And, he's at a place in Tucson, which I'll plug in a minute. But I mean, find that place. I mean, he is a guy that, had Rob out. Oh man, I flew to John Wayne. I gotta get my stuff together here for a second because I'm like going all over the place. But like he got us in there and he helped out.
Yeah.
And like really helped out and kept Rob there for a long time. This is
Yeah.
one of the times he came home and he was good.
Yeah.
He felt good.
Yeah.
So like the post care was so essential, and then he'd come home and then it would be good and then it would be bad.
Yeah.
And it would be back to reality, but it would also be like we're not fixing the problems. A lot of it because he was acting.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And our family was taking it very serious, though.
Yeah.
No one was joking around about it.
Right.
We could, like with him.
Yeah.
I got to tell this too because whatever. I go out to see him and we got him transferred from the one place because it was we need like maybe we got to use insurance.
Yeah.
Because dude, this is like a new car in a month. A nice new car.
Oh God. Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Looks like Jack's not gonna go to private school, right?
Yeah.
Right. So we go. I fly out, man, and I'm like, I asked for a day pass to get him, and this is a place. Before we end here, I'll make sure that I get all the information to give out because they're both wonderful places. Although, I'm sorry to say that one of them may have shut down because it wasn't affordable.
Yeah.
Rob may have sucked all the money out of the place because they gave him a lot of stuff. But I go out and I end up like renting this off some stupid app where you can rent like sports cars. I own this Maserati.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. It was like $300 a day.
Yeah.
And I get like I've got points or whatever status, and it's at an embassy suites.
Yeah.
Which isn't really like get status. Like, yeah, it's for the traveling hillbilly. And so I pick him up, and he's just like, yeah. And I'm like, you got it overnight? And he's like, yep. And I pick him up, and he's just like, this thing's awesome. And he's
Yeah.
like, and we race each other. Like, we
Yeah,
always
right.
race each other, like
Yeah.
to the point of like crazy. I almost like flip cars, like going at each other, like doing, like pulling up at Thanksgiving, and like people are outside, like your brakes are red hot, you two idiots. Like from like Days of Thunder, like they rent those cars, like that's what we do.
Yeah. Right.
And we're around, and we go up, and we go. I might take the room, take the bed, and we're going up, and like they upgraded me to the top floor, and I was like, we're going up. I'm like, because the embassy suites opens to the inside.
Yeah.
There's no railing.
Yeah.
You can swan dive off the top of this thing. It's like 9 floors up, and I'm like, dude. Yeah, like as we're going up, I'm like, ding, ding, ding. I'm like, and I look over and say, Like, and he could tell. He knows me so well.
He knew what you were.
Oh, he did, dude. And like, we get off the elevator and go right. He goes, "You think that would kill me?" And I go through. He goes, bro, I'm kidding. And he goes, "I'm kidding. I'm good." I'm like, he goes, "Like that would definitely kill you." He goes, "All right. Good to know. No jokes tonight." I was like, "Okay, thanks." Like it was like one of those things. But he knew, like, look at me. Like, you got to make this funny because this really happened. He's just like, that would kill you. And I was just like, you could feel like all of a sudden, I'm like, "Hey, what do you want to do? Want to go see a movie?" Yeah. Like this all of a sudden. Like,
Yeah, but did you probably know that the fact that he said that he was doing better at that point?
Yeah. But like,
so, yeah.
But at the same time, it was like our moment. And then, like, here's the thing though, Jim, as we went and did the K1 racing, which was like, of course I'm going to be like, "Yeah, I don't want to hear anything about your busted arms, Rob."
Yeah.
So I could finally beat him, Just like, yeah, whatever. Just be a man. It's terrible. It's so terrible. I did say it to him. I don't want to hear anything about this because he was always so much better.
Yeah.
I was just like, "I'm going to beat him," and I did. I put him in the wall. But like, we were there. We had such a great time. We were crying, laughing. I rented out the track, dude.
Yeah.
So we're going laps. Like, dude, we're going 10 laps against each other.
Yeah.
And it was like the rules: if you get too much separation, you got to like wait for the other person.
Yeah.
And we're throwing, and he's a guy that would just drive straight into the turn and bounce me, or I do the same thing, not race. So we had to make an agreement of that, is that you can't just drive like. We had so much fun, man. And then guess what? Like you said, like, is he doing better? I get off the track and I go, like, I get like a beer, and I get him a water, and I walk out and he's just staring out like over the track. And I'm like, he's like, "From here to the walls." I'm like, "What is he looking at?"
Yeah.
And he was gone.
Yeah.
Every bit of. We said like, anyone that knows Robbie has this like twinkle in his eye. It's like crazy twinkle.
Yeah.
So he goes ding, and you're like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
That's weird. It was gone.
Yeah. He was like,
I'm like,
distant eye.
Like,
yeah.
what just happened?
Yeah.
What did you just think about?
Yeah.
I can't, like you said earlier, like, 4 hours ago when we were talking, I couldn't wrap my brain around that.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, what do you want to do? Go get," like, I'm like asking like he's going to get ice cream like a little kid. I was like, "I'll go anywhere you want to go with the exception of a couple of places."
Yeah.
I don't think that would be appropriate.
Yeah.
I was talking about church, Jim. What are you talking about? Grow up. God, Jim. This guy's a White Sox fan, too. No, I mean, it was, it was, but that's like when you're like, "Man, I'm in this battle. I'm in this battle forever."
Yeah.
And how do we keep going? And like, I wish he could have listened to you.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I wish he could have listened to the opening of the Stubborn Irishman.
Yeah.
Because he would have respected your, because if you're not an athlete, like, maybe you're the same way. But with him, it's like he doesn't, like, he's like, "Well, you weren't a level of caliber of an athlete."
Yeah, right.
Which
right.
you may have been the same way. An elitist. But
Yeah,
like,
no.
well, hold on.
I know what you're
whatever.
saying.
Like, if a guy's painting a nice picture,
Yeah.
I go up and do a stick figure. You're like, "Dude, no." Right?
Well, I think it would have maybe hit, like, if I would have heard someone that went through what I somewhat went through it, but also was like that athlete, it would have hit home, I think.
Right.
At least it would have gotten me like thinking about it,
Like somebody like that, like you're saying, like to get up and talk, though.
Yeah.
Like somebody you're like, "Well, I do respect this guy. I do respect his accomplishments."
Right. Yeah.
Excuse me. As an athlete, though, man, is that like you have that gift of being able to kind of Wolverine, like we talked about.
Yeah.
Is just grunt, get through it. And I watched him look off into the distance after having this hilarious moment where we are crying, crying.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want anyone else on the thing. I bought it for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I was just like, because it's going to be me and you, Holmes,
Yeah.
And we're crying, laughing, and just watch him go out into nowhere. Like then I'm like, "All right, what are we going to do now?"
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, let's go get a steak. Let's talk,
Yeah.
And it was wild.
Yeah.
Would
he like talk to you about exactly what was going through his, like, you know what I mean? Would he talk about it, or would he, at least at that point, I assume before he might not have, but like once the hospital.
So he would, well, he also knew that like, I'm never going to stop.
Yeah. Right.
you know, also again, I got to go back and bring up his girlfriend Stephanie, and like she was there she was day to day.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, like I was the guy, like, you know, delivering groceries in Vietnam, and she was on the front line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I got a bullet that zips over my head, you know, where she's just like, you know, like she's. I feel it's terrible that she had to grit and bear that, but
Yeah.
is she talked to him? I'm sorry, he talked to her about it, like a lot of stuff, and then I'd get him on the phone and we would talk.
Yeah.
And we would talk face to face.
Yeah.
And he would just tell me, like, Mikey, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
Usually the bros before, like, bro, we're going to do it. Just say yes. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. He goes, you're going to do it now or you're going to do it later.
Yeah.
So let's just do it now. I was just like, fine, Rob. But like I always would. You know?
Yeah.
But like, bro, is that he would, now this conversation turned into, what do I do? In like simple tasks.
Yeah.
Of setting up automatic pays and like things like that, like were things that were now becoming issues.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
This is.
It's a lot to chew.
No. What you're saying here, I'm guessing this is the hardest part for me about when I was going through stuff like this. It wasn't like sadness. It wasn't like, oh, the world's over. It consumed my mind where I would have racing thoughts where I couldn't make simple decisions.
Right.
Like I talk about this. I would be doing a practice plan for a basketball practice that would take me normally 15 minutes. I would be sitting there for 6 hours just like staring at the screen, and I couldn't type down, like I couldn't think logically and quickly and make decisions. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah,
Like he
the what
couldn't
ifs.
do
The
like
what
the,
ifs.
Yeah.
The what if, and then the what if, and then the what if, and then the what if.
Yeah. And
yeah.
that was the most frustrating part. That was the worst part for me.
Dude.
Because I felt like I was a logical thinker, and it made me not think like that.
You are illogical.
Yeah. No, I
know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like that, like watching that coming from somebody that hasn't had that.
Right.
What is going on?
Yeah.
So when that happened with you, like you were doing that, and your wife obviously is here.
Yeah.
How many kids did you have at the time?
I had 3 at the time.
Okay.
I was like really bad.
So like 6 hours of something takes 15 minutes. She's like,
yeah,
hey guy,
yes.
you know, someone just their pants in the other room.
Yes.
And you got to go do the job.
Well, that's why she was amazing, is because she took a lot of the brunt of like the workload at times. Yeah. And you know, but then that would make me feel worse. Is like,
I know.
Now I'm not doing the other things that I should be doing.
So then it packs onto the 6 hours.
Yeah, right.
6 hours, yeah.
Yeah, so like I kind of get what you're saying there. Like he couldn't do like the simple things that he normally would be able to do. Kind of, is it?
It is 100%. So how did you do that? How did you come through that, or did you just have to take time off?
Well, at first it was like I needed to get on medicine, and that helped me get through it.
Yeah.
Then I had to take a leave, and they had to switch up my medicine, and that worked. Then I had to be hospitalized.
Yeah.
But then that's when I found out. That's when I really made a dedicated effort to, instead of just reacting, it was more trying to prevent myself from getting there.
I think we would say like going to the gym.
Yeah, like mine is like I still play basketball at school. Like I'm able to do that.
You play with Tommy?
No, I play with like my students.
I was gonna say, dude, please just stretch a little further, just dunk on Tommy.
Yeah.
Send me a picture, like just shacking. Oh, sorry.
But no, like ever since I started doing this stuff, this has been very helpful for the prevention aspect.
Yeah. What do you do now when it gets heavy?
It hasn't happened since I've started. Like since
I better if you just shut up and did ask that question.
I'm like, not jinx me.
Yeah, no, you have to, man.
Yeah, no, like that's what I'm trying to avoid. Like, and I've been able to avoid it, and I think all this stuff that I've been doing has been helpful. So
it is.
Even like when I feel like I do a lot of the stuff on social media, and I feel like the biggest tool doing it, but I feel like but then I also hear from like these individual people who are like, hey, this has been helpful. So I'm like, all right, I don't really care if people think it looks like tool. You know what I mean?
You're not. You don't look like a tool.
No, you do. I would.
No. You look awesome. Like you know, like how many friends that I have that are like the computer guys that are gonna probably make this into some sort of meme. For me doing something that's gonna be so inappropriate. That but it's gonna be on that group text of 5 guys that if anyone sees this, we're all getting fired.
Yes.
You know, but it is gonna happen. You know what? Good for you.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
implore you to just try to, use your skills for better.
Yeah.
It'll
make us laugh.
But make it funny. Like, don't just don't have this on me. If you're gonna insult me, please make it worth it. And also getting out, you feel like a tool about it, but you're doing it.
Yeah.
And if you're a tool, I'm a tool, then we're tools.
Yeah, who cares?
And then, next we get one more person, we got a tool shed. We can build a shed. And then we have a tool shed.
Yeah.
You can call it Jimmy's Tool Shed.
Well, no, that's what I feel like what we're talking about. Like, you gotta get past the who cares.
Yeah, I don't care.
And that's what I always say is when I was young, Tommy could attest to this, is like I never cared. Like I people would try to get, like, I didn't drink, I didn't go anywhere. I did not swear until I was a senior in high school. So can you imagine how much people would like make fun of you? Or I didn't like girls. People thought like I was gay, and it was just like.
Well, you did bring that up. You're like, I didn't like girls like 4 times. And it's thinking like everyone's like,
not that there's anything wrong with that.
Was he gay? And I was like, I don't think so. But like, I don't care if he was gay.
No.
But also you did a good job. You playing with your wife or whatever.
Right. No, it was just like I didn't care. I just wanted to play basketball and go to school. But then when I got depressed, I cared a lot what other people thought. But then now that I'm out of that, I'm back to not caring. And so
which
now
is
I'm
good.
This. Yeah, it's good. It's better for me when I'm not caring. So
that's maybe a trigger for you that you start noticing when I'm like, oh my God, I got to care what people think.
Yeah. Then I'm probably
maybe it's like, hey, I got to go like run a couple laps.
Yes.
No, seriously.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know, man. He's got like the Grange Field Club right here. I just go swimming.
Just go swim a couple laps.
Like, look at you. You got a great build for swimming. My father-in-law,
like Michael Phelps.
No, my father-in-law's a 2-time Olympian in the backstroke for Canada.
Really?
I'm like, Australian.
Oh, really?
Beautiful, man. Yes. I'm bringing height back into my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a land animal. No one would consider me to be an athletic swimmer whatsoever. Why are you laughing?
No, I
What? It's like, dude, right now, you're like, dude, I'll give you $100 if you go tread water at the LFC for 3 minutes. I'm like, maybe 200. Dude, just bring the shockers because you're gonna have to shock me back to life. I'm definitely gonna die.
I'm CPR certified, so you're good. Yeah,
maybe 400 then.
All right, so let's give. All right, so
back to past.
Back. Yeah. All right, so. Rob gets better. Does he get back to working again?
He does. He goes back. He goes back to working. He was back and forth.
And he's a teacher.
Yeah, and he was. And everybody was really good. Like,
what did he teach?
So he started special education.
Okay.
Which my whole family does.
Yeah. I remember.
It's his ex-wife does. My Aunt Judy, my mom. Yeah. I am actually was going to go to college for special education.
Yeah.
And my mom said, "You're a superficial piece of and you'll never make enough money." She did say that. Mom, I'm sorry. She's not going to watch this anyway. She might. She's just like, anyway. I shouldn't say that. Whatever. It's true. But no, I did. And then he was a counselor, but he actually he's had a couple of letters that were written from like people that were like.
So he was a counselor.
Yeah, he was a counselor, but he was with kids with children with disabilities or learning disabilities or behavior disabilities, and he had a couple of letters that I can't remember the person's name, and I wouldn't plug her anyway. But about how Rob changed, and she's a high level educator in the district. About how Rob changed her son's life.
Yeah.
So he did a good job with it, and in coaching.
Did he ever open up about any of this stuff with kids? I
think he opened up about his own battles, and that's why he would get through to them.
Yeah.
Also, he's a big guy, a crazy looking dude. Yeah.
I bet when he did, I bet that really hit home with. I know because that's what's happened with me, and I'm sure it happened with him.
Yeah. So again, going back to that person you're talking about, going to talk to somebody about counseling. Like, I gotta respect the guy I'm talking to.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You know, right?
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
just a pile of mush.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like it is. He got better, and then he got worse, and he got better, and he got better, and he got worse, right?
Yeah.
And then he got better.
Yeah.
I think part of like what we were talking about earlier was like, what are we trying to accomplish by even talking right now?
Yeah.
Is to get out and talk to people about this is out there, this is real.
Yeah.
And, like it's some of the toughest people I know on the face of the planet would have a hard time stomaching part of this because it's like, dude, really? I'm like, yeah, really.
Yeah, right.
You know what?
Yeah.
Look into your heart of hearts.
Yeah.
And put down your ego.
Right.
Say, check that at the door. By the way, we've been friends long enough. You don't have to have an ego with me.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. I know the confused little boy on the inside that you are. Okay. Yeah. And it's just like noticing that.
Yeah.
That like, yes, it's not just gonna go okay. Like it's not gonna go okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be rough. If you just all of a sudden, hey, I got like problems with this. All of a sudden, it's like, hey, this worked. It's like it didn't work.
Yeah,
it
right.
just doesn't go overnight. Like, hey, here's some ice cream, Jimmy. Go find them. Go get them. Or some whiskey. It's stubborn Irishman. No.
Yeah.
But it was the constant battle with him, man. That like it was never ending.
Yeah.
It was night after night after night. And again, like Ricky.
Ricky with a K.
With a K, yeah. Oh, she's gonna kill me. Her idol was Ricky Lake, and that's why she's gonna kill me for that. It really wasn't, but whatever. She likes the name Ricky, so if you guys see her on the street, call her Ricky. But she never. I mean, dude, night after night after night after night after night on the phone.
Yeah.
Reassuring him, talking to him, getting him to talk, getting him to open up, getting him to laugh. Sometimes he'd hang up on me and call me a C word.
Yeah.
He was a cool guy. What? But like, like it never stopped, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't. And that's the thing is that like when you get into this, and I hope like people, parents especially, brothers, actually everybody, just hears this and understands that like you are making a difference with your effort.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to promise you and tell you that it's going to be okay. If they are, they're lying.
Yeah.
But go seek help. Go to the best. Go call.
Yeah.
Call Scott at some Tucson. And like don't like stop. Don't think that like you're failing because you're not seeing the results that you would get from the effort you're putting in.
Right.
Right. That's the like it's not like that. It's not going to stop.
Yeah.
It's like cancer.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like cancer. And it's going to keep coming. And it's going to keep coming. And you're going to beat it. And you're going to get it. You're going to beat it.
Yeah.
And I've never had cancer either.
Yeah.
I never want to get cancer either.
Yeah.
But it's horrible. My wife did. My wife's a cancer survivor.
Oh, wow.
Erica. Ricky.
Yeah.
Okay. And she is.
How do you get me to laugh at a cancer
Because I have to. Because I have to. I mean,
well, that's what I say about like, it's nuanced too in terms of like depression and mental illness. Like for some people, it shows up differently than for other people.
Yeah.
And then for some people, like when I say like, oh, this worked for me, that worked for me, but that doesn't necessarily mean like but what I do know, what's not nuanced is that you can't do it alone. I mean, you can, like very rarely, but you need.
Why would
help.
you?
Yeah, you need. Yeah. Or it'll take you.
No.
Kill
I'm
you.
gonna call you crying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a bad night, babe.
Yeah.
Dude, it's 5:00 in the afternoon on Tuesday. I'm like, I know, Jim. Sorry.
Yes.
No, but I'm serious. You're right.
Yeah.
You can't do this by yourself.
Yeah, and it's different for everybody, but you have to keep like going with different things, and you got to try to figure it out, and it's tough. I mean, it's not. When I talk about it, I'm not trying to say it's easy in any way, and I may not have figured it out. Like you
have like you're trying.
Right.
I just like kind of got on like asked you some direct questions about like what do you do when you get into it, and he answered, and I was like, this is your podcast. So I was gonna be He's like, you look at me like, what are you, Inspector Gadget? Go Gadget arms. You're gonna choke me. Well, your arm's gonna reach me anyway. Look at those things. Golly. Like, if you ever need your light bulbs changed, ladies at home, like, this guy can get, like, up to an 18-foot ceiling. Look at me. I'm serious. Yeah, I know. Don't even do it like this. Look at this. Like, no, here, like, no reach. I got no reach. Is what the hardest part, too, is that we're talking about is after the first attempt, second, third, is you don't, people, it's like, it is like I say, cancer. Yeah. It's like when you get cancer, if somebody gets it the first time, everyone's like, oh.
Yeah.
But once you have cancer for a while and you're just fighting it and it doesn't go away, people, it's no longer as holy to them.
Yeah.
And after like the second, third, as we're continuing this battle down the road, like a lot of people, they don't, it's like, it's not their fault. It's no one's fault. Because I'm this is my guy, this is my family, this is my brother.
Yeah.
Or people don't realize that we're still in this fight, neck deep in it every day. Dude.
Yeah.
Like you're neck deep in it every day sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But like it doesn't go away.
Yeah.
And it's the continuous fight of it. And I want to make sure that I'm clear about this because I don't know how far we're going to go out on this, but is not everybody wins this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always I always have to relate it to something that people can understand cancer. Everyone's been afflicted by that. Is like you can't win all of them.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this one I couldn't win was my brother.
Right.
But like, man, I gave every inch of me without dying. Like everyone's like, dude, you're gonna be next to him.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have a stroke. You're gonna you're gonna lose your mind.
Yeah.
With all due respect,
yeah.
right? With all due respect, sir. Right? Like, dude,
yes, Yes.
But like, it's true. I battled and would continue to battle and would battle still this day if I could, and I will.
Yeah.
For anybody that needs anything out there, find me. I'll do anything to help anybody. Because I think it's important to have an advocate, maybe somebody that there is no playbook for this.
Yeah.
But unfortunately I got one.
Yeah.
And you got one too.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like NFL, Bill Belichick.
Yeah. No,
But it's still a playbook.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like unfortunately, like what I said about my wife, who became an expert in depression and mental illness. Like I'm sure you've become an expert in it over the course of time through experience. And I'm sure you've read up, like you said, and studied everything that you needed to do.
Books on tape, Jim.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there you go.
Books on tape.
But
a lot of books on tape.
Yeah, but you're not like a professional, but you're an expert through experience, unfortunately. But I do think, like I was saying, with nothing good happened to Rob, but like it seems like you're trying to make something good out of a horrible situation.
Well, I'm trying to keep him alive.
Right. Yeah.
And I know that sounds, this is like I could do this for days, dude. My brother's a sick. Not in that part of the language, but he would scare the crap out of me. Yeah. Like horrible. Like this door, perfect situation. He'd slide right behind there, and he'd wait, and like he would do it all the time. Dude, I could be in Italy right now. He's gone. Yeah. I'm 43 years old. I sit at the toilet, and there's one of those shower curtains like this. I gotta look behind it because he might. People be like, "Oh, that's being tortured." I'm like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Just make sure he's not there," because like that was like always just having somebody that you love and having that thing with you, right? Yeah. And it keeps him there, and talking about him like this actually, like my phone's been buzzing in my pocket because she's probably like, it's 10 o'clock.
That came up, Erica with a K.
She's like, is this live? Is it live, Jim? Damn it, Jim. She's like, I already told you I don't like Ricky Lake. No. She does. It's how I keep him here. I talking about this and even going like being able to help or do anything to try to cause anything good out of this horrible fucking nightmare. That is this mental health thing that is just crushing people left and right, and no one gives a shit. No one's gonna start having the medical industry. It's not their fault. It is their fault, but they're not being reimbursed.
Right.
So why are they gonna start paying attention to something they're not getting paid for? I don't know. Do the right thing.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, that'd be weird, right?
Yeah.
Right. But what you're doing, and I'm trying to support you as good as possible, is to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And I like, so honestly, like, I really hope that there's a lot of people out there that know you and love you, and then people that don't, that hear your story, and start getting behind what you're trying to do. Yeah. Because it took a lot of balls.
Yeah.
Brass, Bill Brasky, brass balls to do it. No, it did, man. Like, it made you laugh at like trying to like the most sincere moment we've had, like face to face, and like I still like you have to like do that. I'm sorry. It did. It just takes huge balls. Yeah. I really appreciate you let me talk about this.
Yeah.
What else? What do you want to run through?
I guess what happened after, like, I know I saw the eulogy. I saw, like, how was it in terms of your family and his friends? Like, is that something?
Dude, it is. A lot of his good friends still have this overwhelming feeling of responsibility.
I had one of them contacted me and said that. And
well, you know what? Here's the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Since you're calling me Fish Down, we're pals. All right. Let's say tomorrow I call you and I end up with a big tumor on the back of my neck. Yeah. You're my friend now. You're going to feel responsible.
Yeah. Right.
Feeling responsible and feeling guilty are two different things. Yeah. Like anything ever happens to my wife or my kids, my family, or anything, like a perfect example as well is my mother-in-law, Kathy. I mean, she's a bull. Yeah. But she got her daughter through cancer. And like the thing is, like, did she ever feel like it was her fault? Like but she felt responsible. Yeah. Because it's your kid. It's your kin. It's your family. You're always going to feel responsible for that. Yeah. And I bring that up because, she was responsible. She was there. She was in the fight. Yeah. And my family, like my mom and my dad were in the fight. So like, I've had this deep conversation with my father about feeling responsible. Yeah. I'm always going to feel responsible. Yeah. Because I was responsible. Right. Because I did step in. I did the right thing. I was there. Yeah. But I also didn't win. Right. Yeah. That's a hard thing to swallow for somebody that likes to win. Yeah, right. Right. I like to win. I don't. Yeah. My sales career is pretty good. Yeah. I say impeccable. pretty good. Yeah, you probably put this on LinkedIn. It's impeccable. But no, it is a very, very tough pill to swallow. And it's a very tough thing to handle day in and day out, where you will always feel like you could have done or you should have done or you would have done. Yeah. Well, if you are absolutely in tune with that person's mental psyche and you know exactly what they're going to do, and you're sitting back being like, hoo. Right. All right, well then you're definitely in it. Right. Yes. They should bury you under the bridge with the rest of the ass. But like you don't, and why are we pretending that you do? Right. And you're not responsible. You're responsible for yourself. And
I think like the guilt too is, I think, like, I guess one of the goals is that like I'm trying to do is make it like 20 years from now, there might be a time where it would be justified that you felt guilty, because hopefully the education has been pushed so further along that everyone will know about this, where in the era where you grew up and where I grew up and even further back, like we keep talking about, no one talked. So it's hard to say you feel guilty. Dude. I guess my goal is to make it so, in the future, if something like this happens in the future with somebody else and people ignored things, even though they had been educated, then that would be justified. But, when it was... no one knew.
Even then, it's just like it's not.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
look at like PTSD. You look at like vets.
Yeah.
And guys and women that have served our country, especially on the fourth.
Yeah.
Is that these are people that when they were talking about PTSD, like you go looking back, like how long ago till they really started taking this serious?
Yeah.
How do you not take it and see your friend's head get blown off serious?
Yeah. Yes.
Like that's as serious as it can get. Stu.
Yeah. Right.
And but that took so what we're talking about is peanuts compared to that.
Right. Yeah.
But it isn't.
Yeah.
But
right.
you know what I mean? Like that's a good way
Yes.
to kind of put it into into like a comparison of like where we're at and where we got to go.
Yeah. But they didn't do anything with those guys. I'm sure that led to guys boozing, like doing horrible stuff.
It did.
And, you know.
The homeless and like also when you get into people that are like getting into drugs, okay?
Yeah.
Like we'll transition to that. Like people that are, like a lot of people that I know that have been drug addicts are battling something.
For sure.
They're battling something mental.
Yeah.
Very few drug addicts that I know that are really drug addicts are people that are just like, you know what, man, I just love doing drugs.
Yeah.
And you know what, I'm a partner at my financial thing.
Yeah.
And I got 3 kids, 4 kids, 5 kids that love me. My wife loves me.
Yeah.
She's pleased. I'm pleased. It doesn't happen that way. All right. And if it does, let me know what drug you're doing. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's called not happening.
Yeah.
It is, but like it is true. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you don't have somebody that is. It's usually that thing that they're trying to mask, right? And it's when it's going overboard. It's not everyone's. It's it is. And like you've probably been on a slippery slope. I was on a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Like just even with Rob, like dude, I couldn't stop seeing him. Stuff like crazy.
Yeah.
But like, isn't that to be expected, Jimmy?
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
To know that I lost. It's like a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have a pretty hard time with it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But it's also like I don't want to sit back and wait for the next call.
Yeah, for sure.
I lost one of my best friends.
Yeah.
He either fell asleep or he did it on purpose.
Right. Yeah.
His name was Daryl. I named my son. I was gonna call my son was gonna be Daryl Jack.
Yeah.
But I couldn't name a white boy Daryl in Texas. Like it's just like Daryl, what? Like no way. Like dude, I just couldn't. You know what I mean? Like we got Levi and Garrett over here, and then Daryl. Like
Yes.
no, so it's Jack Daryl, but like my best pal. I so like that's the guy that I can't.
Yeah.
We saw it coming, but not really. I mean that's one like I still think I'm gonna. Made of like brought up Batman earlier. Like I'm gonna be sitting across the cafe like the. James or whatever his name is.
Yes.
He goes, oh, and he's having his French blue or whatever it is. But like, I do it because that's just so crazy, man. Like, this hit me on a lot of different levels.
Yeah.
And I've had to bury a lot of people on it. And I think it's time to stop ignoring that and start saying, well, what the F do we do to stop?
Yeah.
Well, not stop.
Yeah.
Or just maybe start something.
Yeah. I mean, just talking about it. I think talking about it helps.
There's got to be a way.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the Maley way.
Thank you. Good plug. Good plug. The Fischer
You like
way.
that? No. Dude, that was solid.
That was good. Oh, that's going to be the promo for this.
The Maley's way. It's the Maley way. Ding dong. Well, I don't know, man. I don't want to. I know I sucked the air out of the room on you a little bit here, but
no.
it had to be expected.
No, I guess. I mean, we can. I kind of want to have you on again at some point.
Dude,
Maybe a yearly check-in.
I'll do even if I get booed 100 times on this. I really feel like good talking to you.
Yeah,
This
that's
feels
what I'm
like
saying.
nice.
Isn't
like,
it
we don't need
weird?
to do it online. We're gonna start texting and stuff. Like, hey, what's up? You got the phone with Fisher?
Well,
yeah.
we could have done this over Zoom, but I don't. I wanted to do it in person.
So did I.
feel it's way better in person.
Well, because I got to know you.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to see the grass of the
Yeah.
monstrousness of here. This guy's dunking in his doors. I'm sorry, ducking. He's going through his doors and it's like, God. How tall are your kids?
pretty tall.
Are they?
They're gonna be tall, I think.
God,
Yeah.
damn, I hope Jack's tall.
Yeah.
My son, Robin's 6'3", like his grandfather, like my brother-in-law.
Well, how tall are you?
5'9" and none of your business, all right? On the corner, if I need stilts, don't worry about it, okay? I tell you, like, I gotta tell her, I'm like, don't just do that, whatever. Tall enough to where they maybe wear a horse collar when I played so little that they lied about my stats in any program. Like, they juiced them up. If I ever played, but yeah.
Well, all right. So,
all right.
Here's what I want to try to like. How do you, your brother? We talked a lot about him, and we talked about, all this stuff that led up to this horrible moment. Like, but how would you like him to be remembered? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how would you like? I know he has 2 kids, right?
Yeah, he's got Rocky and Hank. Yeah.
And here's the thing too with the kid. Like,
that's a really good question.
I think this is good for the kid. Like, obviously not. They're young now, but I think it's good for them to know about mental. It's good for them to know because they're like. I mean, knock on wood, but that's what I think all the time about my kids.
Yeah.
Is like. There's knowing the biology of it, like they're likely one of them or 2 of them are likely to go through something. So
they have the thoughts.
Yeah. So they need to know. Like they need to know, and I think that's good. But beyond that, what do you want like his legacy to be? With
is that like I always told him this. I was like when we started talking about suicide, it was like you understand something, is that you could cure 1 million people. You could have cured cancer.
Yeah.
All right, pal. But you take your own life, the only thing people are going to remember about you is the last thing you did.
Yeah.
They're not going to be like, oh my God, the greatest guy that killed himself, cured cancer. No one remembers the things, and that's part of I got to spend a weekend with his boys, actually, just now in Minocqua, and they're awesome, man. They remind me so much of him, a combination of them. They're beautiful. Their mother's done a great job with them.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful kids, and they're just little browsers like Rob. And I was just like, stop acting like your dad. And we got to talk about their dad just for a little bit. I don't want to I don't know what those kids are going through.
Yeah.
Dude, they lost their dad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to pretend like I know what their kids are going through. But what I want them to know is that I'm here, and that we're here, that the world's here to help them out, and that I want them to remember some of the things that are probably hard to remember other than the last actions.
Yeah.
What I'd like people to remember is the guy, like my brother, like the thing that like you remember about him is the twinkle in his eye. And I don't care how long ago it goes back. Is that he did, like he'd look at you and he'd like this crazy look. And or just look at you like across the room like this and he's like, ding. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was so weird. Because he would do that. Or you just remember some crazy you did with him and had a good time. And laugh, but like I want people to remember some of the positive things of his life.
Yeah.
And not the last action.
Yeah.
And not be swallowed by the last action because unfortunately, that's all people remember.
Yeah. I've dealt with suicide in my life, and like the hardest part for me is not like that the person's dead. That's hard, obviously. But the hardest part is because I was in that frame of mind at some point, and me getting in that last seconds right before. Like, that scares the hell. Like, that really bothers me way more than you know what I mean? Like
the seconds right before you feel like you're gonna.
No, like like thinking about someone that I knew that committed suicide. Yeah. Thinking about what they was going through their head in that moment. That's that bothers me a lot.
Sober.
Yeah.
Sober.
Yeah.
Not like 85 pills deep,
right.
an 8-ball,
yeah,
and a bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
Meaning that you're going to make an irrational decision that you're going to have to, it's a lifelong solution to a split second feeling.
Yeah.
Is.
Yeah.
What were you feeling before you took your own life?
Yeah. I mean,
absolutely plagues me every night when I go to bed.
Yeah, that's scary. That is the scariest part to me because, I don't think I had those thoughts, and I've talked about it before. I've had those thoughts, and it's like how, what my wife says is it's what we've come to learn is like when I do stupid stuff, though that's. And I don't want to give any, but that's the depression. That's not really me.
Right.
That decision to do, that is not that person. That's the mental illness, coming through. And I think some people who haven't been through that, they don't understand that. They don't understand that, how could they,
you don't
if you get to that, you'll know. Yeah. And you don't want to know what you don't want to know.
No.
But telling from experience and seeing it happen in other people in my family's life, it's it's a real thing. And I think you said that in the eulogy. People look at this and they're like, ugh. I think is what you talked about, mental illness. We got to make it so it's not. Yeah, we got to make it so it's not that.
Right.
And
it's just also that's.
Yeah.
Taking more people than you could even imagine.
Right.
And they're chalking it up to drug overdose and things like that, which may be a drug overdose.
Yeah.
Okay, but a lot of that stuff is that the person been seeing somebody for mental health.
Right.
And what do you know about career drug addicts? They don't accidentally all of a sudden just take too much.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been doing this for 2 decades. All of a sudden I make it boom boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's they're just ready to check out, and I don't know. You're checking in.
Yeah.
It sounds cheesy, but I don't know. That sounds so stupid, but actually it's pretty true.
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of checking out like this, we're gonna check in and maybe do something, right?
Yeah. I think I know I'm spitballing here. I know you talked about it. I think you should start something.
What?
Like a foundation.
So that's the thing is I'm going to start something for my brother. It's the Robert Fischer Mental Health Foundation.
Yeah, I think it would.
I was going to have it be some other acronym that we used to use, but I can't do it because I wouldn't be able to take it serious. And I'm not going to even repeat it because it's so bad. Because he's such an idiot. Even that he just takes, but no,
I think you should you have it's a great message.
It is. I got some stuff set up for his boys that I was gonna, it's also doing that, and I have started getting into doing it, but doing it was when I had to admit that this was final.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
that this is forever.
Yeah, and
that's the totality of it all, and that is where I was just fighting it so hard.
Yeah.
And trying to get away with not really doing that, but I have to.
Yeah.
And
I think it's would be a great thing, and I think you would be you'd be amazing at
raising money.
Yeah, I've seen you do it.
I got one of that. Yeah.
No, you'd be. I think you'd. I think you might be the guy put on the. And not for fate. This is a rom. I know you talked about this a rom-com moment, but you might be the guy, put on this earth to do something like that. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna do it with all due respect with you.
Oh yeah,
because this is a good idea.
Yeah, no, I think it would be amazing.
And we've already been successful.
Yeah,
I had raising money.
Yes.
We had the Scoozies involved.
Oh, he would be great.
We were bringing in Jimmy Keating. Jimmy Keating.
He lives right over there, I think.
Does he?
Yeah, he lives in I think Western Springs.
Is he? Where are we at right
This is
now?
LaGrange.
Yeah.
He's a little higher. He's a little higher.
This is LaGrange.
No, he's a little higher up in Western Springs.
You live in countryside, Jimmy. Don't even lie to yourself. Oh my God! You know what? I actually might just pop on his doorstep right now and just scare the shit out of him. His glasses on like this. What are you doing here? Anyway, so we wrapping this up?
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to thank you for I think this takes a lot of toughness, courage, and I like how you approached it's a very difficult topic, but I laughed more than I have in a long time. And I was going to emphasize, but you kind of already did it. I think your brother was more than how everything ended. Like, you know, he was more. I just think about it from my perspective as like a young kid. Like I looked up to him from afar. Like I didn't know. I never talked to him. Never spoke a word. But like I went and watched, and like that's something that stuck with me. Like I wanted to be like him. And I think he probably provided that for a lot of other kids in this area too.
But even his coaches, man, like how many of his coaches, like even like, he would reach out to me separately too.
Yeah.
I mean, even seeing Terry Sullivan, for God's sake.
Oh, yeah.
I love Terry.
Yeah.
Dude, but he always thought like I was. We're gonna break back into something here, but whatever. Is he always like having to play under like in Rob's that shadow?
Oh yeah, that must have been.
Well, yeah. Well, also like it was easy to be in his shadow because I was like this tall. I think I wrestled like 125. I was behind like McMurray and Castillo, and I'm like, this is terrible. Coach K is like, hey, Fish. Also the greatest coach ever.
I wanted to just mention, because I know this is a serious topic, and I know I'm going to mention it at the beginning before we talk, but like if you're someone who's listening, who's struggling, there is definitely help available. You can call 988, which is a suicide and crisis hotline. That would be, one thing that you could do in a crisis situation. And obviously what we're trying to talk about is, just getting that conversation going.
Before the crisis, but also if you are in crisis, listen to me and listen good. Anybody that tells you something different, that you're feeling the way you're feeling, you shouldn't be feeling the way you're feeling. Okay? Excuse me. Is, don't listen to that person. That person that's telling you that has no idea what the F they're talking about right now, and I can't be any more serious to tell you this, is that if you feel like you are in danger or something is wrong or something is going to happen, like you said, like you're that close where I'm just going to shut my eyes and let the car go until I hit something solid, dude, if you message me, all right? I'm going to put information on a couple good places that we're going to put on this one.
Oh, yeah.
But don't screw around. Anybody that tells you differently, and there's an issue, well, we'll talk about that on the side.
Yeah.
And I need you to hear me when I tell you that it's so important that you don't feel naked, you don't feel alone, you don't feel weird. I'm not going to make you feel that way. Okay? Jim's not going to make you feel that way. And anybody that doesn't know anything about what you're feeling, and neither do I. I just know like what I've seen. He knows what you've been feeling. But I think like together as three amigos or four or whatever, we can sort it out, huh?
Yeah, for sure. And thank you again for being on. And as I always say when I close, like, sharing your story, we do that not just to, help others, but to help yourself as well, because that's the Maley Way. Thank you. That's good.